Close your eyes for a moment and imagine waking up 100,000 years ago. You stand alone on the endless African savanna. There are no cities, no roads, no houses, and no electricity. The only things surrounding you are tall grass, scattered trees, distant mountains, and the fading light of the setting sun. You grip your wooden spear tightly, knowing that once the sun disappears, the world will become a completely different place. As the last rays of sunlight disappear beyond the horizon, darkness quickly spreads across the land. The warm golden colors fade into deep shades of blue and black. Familiar paths become difficult to recognize, and every shadow grows larger than before. The peaceful landscape that once felt safe now feels mysterious and uncertain. Without warning, a dry twig suddenly snaps somewhere behind you. Your entire body freezes. You slowly turn toward the sound, trying to see what caused it. Every second feels longer than the last. Was it simply the wind moving through the bushes, or is something quietly watching you from the darkness? Your heart begins pounding inside your chest. Tiny drops of sweat appear on your forehead as your breathing becomes faster. Every muscle tightens, ready to run or fight if necessary. You don't consciously choose to react this way. Your body is following an ancient survival program that has protected humans for countless generations. You stare into the darkness, but the darkness reveals almost nothing. Suddenly, two glowing yellow eyes appear between the tall grass. They don't move. They simply watch. You don't know what creature is hiding there, but your instincts immediately tell you to stay alert. Long before humans built cities, this exact feeling helped our ancestors survive dangerous nights. You slowly look upward. Above you stretches an endless sky, filled with countless stars and a bright full moon. The universe feels enormous, while you feel incredibly small. In this vast wilderness, you realize how vulnerable a single human truly is when surrounded by darkness. As your eyes adjust, ordinary trees begin to look like giant creatures. Large rocks resemble crouching animals, and every strange shape seems dangerous. Your imagination starts filling in the details your eyes cannot clearly see. Darkness itself isn't attacking you, but your brain is preparing for every possible threat. To understand why humans still fear the dark today, we need to travel back to prehistoric Africa. This was a world without electricity, without walls, and without modern comforts. Every sunset marked the beginning of humanity's greatest daily challenge, surviving the night. You are not completely alone. Nearby, your small tribe has built a simple campsite made from stone, wood, and animal skins. Around 20 people work together every day to survive. Hunters prepare their spears, children play close to the adults, and elders share knowledge that has been passed down through generations. In this world, survival depends on cooperation. During daylight, everyone has an important role. Some gather berries and roots, others search for clean water, while skilled hunters track animals across the open plains. Stone tools are carefully crafted by hand, and every successful day means another chance to survive. But everyone knows that these peaceful moments will not last forever, because as the sun begins to set once again, the night will return, and with it, the dangers hidden in the darkness. During the day, the world feels familiar and predictable. You can clearly see the open grasslands stretching toward the horizon, distant animals grazing peacefully, and every member of your tribe moving with confidence. If danger appears, you have time to react. You can run, climb, hide, or work together. Daylight gives humans something incredibly valuable, information. And in the wild, information often means survival. But as the afternoon fades into evening, everything begins to change. The bright blue sky slowly transforms into shades of orange, pink, and deep purple. The tribe starts gathering firewood, collecting tools, and calling the children closer to camp. Everyone moves with greater urgency because they know that once the sun disappears, the rules of survival will change completely. Within minutes, darkness covers the land. The trail you walked all day becomes almost impossible to recognize. Rocks blend into the ground, bushes merge with the shadows, and distant trees disappear into the night. Humans depend heavily on their eyesight, but without sunlight, our greatest strength quickly becomes one of our biggest weaknesses. Your eyes struggle to understand the darkness around you. A twisted tree suddenly looks like a giant creature standing perfectly still. A fallen branch resembles the body of a sleeping predator. Your mind begins filling in details that don't actually exist. This isn't because you're imagining things for fun. Your brain is trying to protect you by preparing for every possible danger. The most frightening part of the night isn't what you can see. It's what you can't. Every sound could be harmless or deadly. Every shadow might hide nothing at all, or a hungry predator waiting patiently. Ancient humans learned that uncertainty itself could be dangerous, and surviving often meant expecting the worst. As humans become slower and more cautious after sunset, the true rulers of the night begin to awaken. A lion quietly rises from the tall grass. Hidden by darkness, it moves almost silently across the savannah. The same night that makes humans feel helpless gives predators the perfect opportunity to hunt. Lions are not alone. Leopards silently climb trees. Hyenas patrol the open plains searching for weakness, and owls glide through the air without making a sound. While humans retreat toward the safety of their camp, these animals become faster, quieter, and far more dangerous. The darkness belongs to them. Unlike humans, many predators evolved extraordinary night vision. Their eyes collect even the smallest amount of available light, allowing them to see clearly where humans can barely make out shapes. Some animals even have a special reflective layer behind their eyes that makes the darkness appear much brighter. In the night, nature gives them every advantage. Not every predator depends on eyesight alone. Wolves can follow scents over incredible distances. Snakes can sense body heat even in complete darkness. Bats navigate using sound instead of sight. Every predator has evolved unique abilities for surviving the night, while humans remain limited by their senses. Compared to these powerful hunters, ancient humans seem surprisingly fragile. We have no sharp claws, no powerful fangs, no thick protective fur, and no exceptional night vision. Physically, we were never the strongest creatures on Earth. Yet somehow, despite all these disadvantages, humans survived and eventually became the dominant species. The secret wasn't stronger muscles, it was a stronger mind. Ancient humans didn't survive because they were stronger than every other animal. They survived because they could think ahead. While predators relied on speed, sharp teeth, and powerful muscles, humans relied on observation, planning, and teamwork. Our greatest weapon wasn't hidden in our hands, it was inside our minds. Every decision, every lesson learned, and every successful hunt made our ancestors a little better at surviving an unpredictable world. Imagine standing alone in the darkness when you suddenly hear movement nearby. Do you investigate the sound, or stay perfectly still? Do you run, or wait? Ancient humans rarely had enough information to make the perfect choice. Every decision carried enormous risk. A single mistake could cost not only your life, but also the survival of your entire family or tribe. The tall grass begins to move. Your heart races as your eyes lock onto the shifting leaves. It could be nothing more than the evening wind passing through the savannah, or it could be a hungry leopard slowly stalking its next meal. In the darkness, there is no way to know for certain. Your brain immediately prepares for the worst because uncertainty has always been one of nature's greatest dangers. Over thousands of generations, evolution favored humans who reacted quickly to possible danger. Those who ignored strange sounds often didn't survive long enough to pass on their genes. But those who acted cautiously usually lived another day. This simple survival strategy shaped the human brain into what it is today. Even now, your mind would rather mistake a harmless shadow for danger than ignore a real threat hiding nearby. Then, one night, something extraordinary catches your attention. Far beyond the darkness, a faint orange glow flickers against the horizon. It isn't the moon. It isn't the stars. It's fire. At first, it seems mysterious and frightening, but this glowing light will soon become the greatest discovery in human history. Everything about the night is about to change. Long before humans learned to create fire, nature made it for them. Lightning struck dry trees, wildfires spread across open grasslands, and volcanic eruptions filled the sky with smoke and glowing embers. While most animals fled from these powerful flames, curious humans watched from a distance. Instead of seeing only danger, they saw possibility. One brave individual carefully picks up a burning branch left behind after a wildfire. Holding it at a safe distance, the tribe slowly carries the glowing fire back toward their camp. The warm light pushes away the darkness, and for the first time, humans bring a piece of the sun into the night. It is a moment that will change our future forever. As generations pass, humans begin experimenting. They strike stones together, rub dry sticks, and patiently observe every tiny spark. After countless attempts, smoke rises from a bundle of dry grass. A tiny flame appears. The tribe watches in complete amazement. Humans no longer have to wait for nature. They can now create fire whenever they need it. As the flames grow larger, everyone gathers around. Warm orange light replaces the cold darkness. Faces that were hidden moments ago are now clearly visible. Children smile, hunters relax, and elders quietly watch the dancing flames. Beyond the circle of light, the wilderness remains dark and dangerous, but inside the camp, people experience something they haven't felt in hours: safety. Fire does much more than provide heat. It cooks food, scares away many predators, dries wet clothes, and extends the hours people can spend together. Families begin talking long after sunset, sharing stories, teaching children, and planning future hunts. Around these glowing campfires, human knowledge grows stronger with every generation. In many ways, the first campfires became the first classrooms, where survival, wisdom, and culture were passed from one generation to the next. As the flames crackle beneath the night sky, the tribe gathers closer together. The elders begin telling stories of great hunts, dangerous predators, and brave ancestors who survived impossible challenges. The children listen with wide eyes, absorbing every word. Around these campfires, knowledge isn't written in books, it is carried through stories. Every tale teaches a lesson, preparing the next generation to survive a dangerous world. The warm glow of the campfire creates a small island of safety, but beyond its light lies complete darkness. The trees fade into black silhouettes, strange sounds echo through the forest, and glowing eyes occasionally appear between the bushes. Inside the circle, the tribe feels protected. Outside it, the wilderness still belongs to predators. Fire has changed the night, but it hasn't erased its dangers. The human brain is constantly searching for patterns. As you stare into the darkness, your eyes struggle to gather enough information. Every shadow becomes a puzzle waiting to be solved. Your brain doesn't like uncertainty, so it quickly fills in the missing details. Sometimes those details are accurate, but sometimes they exist only in your imagination. A twisted tree branch catches the moonlight and suddenly looks like a giant creature standing silently in the forest. A pile of rocks resembles the shape of a crouching animal ready to attack. For a brief moment, your heart races before you realize the truth. The monster never existed. It was your brain trying to protect you from possible danger before it was too late. Scientists call this ability pattern recognition. The human brain evolved to recognize shapes, movement, and faces almost instantly. It's the reason we can identify a friend in a crowd, but it's also why we sometimes see faces in clouds, animals in shadows, or figures hidden among the trees. Our brains are built to detect danger quickly, even if that means making occasional mistakes. Imagine hearing something moving through the grass. You immediately grab your spear and prepare to defend yourself. Seconds later, a small rabbit hops out of the bushes and disappears into the night. Nothing dangerous was ever there. You feel relieved, but your reaction was exactly what evolution intended. It's always safer to overreact than to ignore a real threat. Throughout evolution, cautious humans survived more often than fearless ones. Mistaking a harmless shadow for a predator only cost a few moments of fear, but mistaking a predator for a harmless shadow could cost your life. Over thousands of generations, our ancestors passed this cautious thinking to their children. That ancient survival strategy still influences our decisions today. Generation after generation, these survival behaviors became deeply rooted in the human brain. Fear was no longer just a learned response. It became an instinct. Long before children understood what predators were, their brains were already preparing them to be careful in unfamiliar places. Evolution quietly shaped our emotions to help keep us alive. As the fire burns lower, a young child glances nervously toward the dark forest. Every strange sound seems frightening, and every shadow appears to hide something mysterious. The child moves closer to the warmth of the family, seeking comfort and protection. This fear isn't weakness. It's a natural survival response that has protected young humans for thousands of generations. Lying awake beside the fading campfire, the child imagines giant monsters hiding between the trees. Every moving branch becomes a creature, and every whisper of the wind feels like footsteps approaching. Yet beyond those imagined dangers lies an incredible truth. The same imagination that creates fear also gives humans the power to invent, create, and solve problems. The mind that once imagined monsters would one day imagine tools, shelters, civilizations, and the future itself. The frightened child quietly moves closer to the campfire, where a parent gently places a reassuring hand on their shoulder. The warm glow of the flames softens every fearful thought. The parent points toward the peaceful night sky and smiles, silently reminding the child that they are not alone. For thousands of generations, this simple act of comfort helped children feel safe enough to rest before another day of survival. As the night grows deeper, the children fall asleep beside the fire while the adults remain awake. Hunters sit at the edge of the camp with their wooden spears resting across their knees, watching every movement beyond the circle of light. The elders quietly feed more wood into the fire to keep the flames burning until sunrise. Survival has never been an individual effort. It has always depended on family, cooperation, and trust. Thousands of years pass. Generations come and go. Humans build villages, then cities, and eventually entire civilizations. But while the world changes dramatically, the human brain changes much more slowly. Deep inside every modern person lives the same survival instincts that once protected our prehistoric ancestors. Those ancient emotions have traveled across time, carried from one generation to the next. Now imagine walking home alone through a quiet street at night. Bright streetlights illuminate the road. Your phone rests safely in your pocket, and your home is only a few minutes away. Logically, you know you're probably safe. Yet when you pass a dark alley or hear unexpected footsteps behind you, your heart beats a little faster. That reaction isn't irrational. It's your ancient brain responding exactly as it was designed to do. Scientists often describe the human brain as a remarkable machine built by evolution. The parts responsible for survival developed long before modern technology existed. They react automatically, scanning the environment for possible danger before your conscious mind has time to think. This ancient survival system has protected humans for hundreds of thousands of years, and it still works today, even in a world that is far safer than the one our ancestors knew. Today we live in comfortable homes filled with electric lights, secure doors, and modern technology. We can brighten an entire room with the flick of a switch. Yet darkness still has the power to make us uneasy. That's because our environment has changed far more quickly than our biology. Our cities may be modern, but our instincts were shaped in the prehistoric wilderness. Stand beneath a clear night sky and look up at the stars. The same moon that shines above you also watched over your ancestors thousands of generations ago. They stood beneath this sky listening for predators, protecting their families, and hoping to survive until morning. Every heartbeat, every cautious glance into the darkness, became part of the story written into human evolution. It's easy to think of fear as something negative, but without fear, our ancestors might never have survived. Fear encouraged people to stay together, to build shelters, to guard the campfire, to invent better tools, and to protect one another. The emotion we often try to avoid today once became one of humanity's greatest strengths. In many ways, fear didn't hold us back. It helped move us forward. The small campfires of prehistoric tribes eventually became villages, then towns, and finally the great cities we know today. Every invention, every discovery, and every civilization was built by people who first learned to survive the darkness. What began as a simple fear of the night inspired cooperation, intelligence, and innovation. Humanity didn't conquer the darkness through strength alone. It conquered it through curiosity, creativity, and working together. So, why did ancient humans fear the dark? Because the night hid dangers they couldn't see, predators they couldn't outrun, and mysteries they couldn't explain. Fear wasn't a weakness. It was a survival tool carefully shaped by evolution over hundreds of thousands of years. Even now, whenever darkness makes your heart beat just a little faster, you're experiencing a tiny echo of your ancestors' lives. Their world has disappeared, but the instincts they passed down remain alive inside every one of us. The next time you look into the night sky, remember that the darkness is no longer something to fear. Instead, it's a reminder of the incredible journey humanity took, from surviving the shadows to illuminating the world with knowledge, courage, and discovery.